the first reverse fixture of IPL 2019. At the Wankhede Stadium returned Mumbai after picking up two very handy points against Sunrisers Hyderabad. Their last 4 points have been against two top teams, Chennai and Hyderabad. Punjab themselves have sweet memories of beating Hyderabad from a few days back. And it's a quick change, as you see on your screens. Kieron Pollard is leading the Mumbai Indians for the very first time in the IPL. Given Rohit Sharma had a bit of an injury scare last evening in training, has been rested as a precautionary measure, in the words of Pollard at the toss. R. Ashwin leading Punjab, no surprises there. There are a couple of changes there too. Mayank Agarwal, who was man of the match in the reverse fixture, is missing out. We'll get that and more on ESPN Cricinfo Match Day T20 with Deep Dasgupta and Shaun Tait. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get to toss and team news in a second. And Mumbai won a toss, but let's talk about the big story. No Rohit Sharma. He's not really fired so far this season, but you know he's due at some point. Is this a big miss, or do you understand the decision? Not a bad time to rest him, and Mumbai don't really lose out on much.
They do lose out in two ways, because the way he was batting the last couple of games, he looked in rhythm. Maybe he didn't go on to score a big one, but he did look good then. And obviously as a captain, I mean, he's the leader. He's like the talisman for Mumbai Indians. I mean, him not being there makes a huge difference in terms of, you know, the whole style, because everyone's used to his kind of captaincy. They know what to expect from him as a captain or from the team. So that will be a big miss, I mean, as a leader as well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in some ways Mumbai should be happy that they've reached 6 points without Rohit Sharma really firing this season. But what Deep says, missing a captain, when you play in a team where your regular captain isn't there, does it make it that much? Is it not such a big deal in 2020 cricket? Because you have Mahela in the dugout, you'll have Rohit in the dugout anyway. Or is that a significant thing when you don't have a captain?
It's interesting. In the past, I mean, obviously he's going to come back. He's a good captain. We all know that. But sometimes just a refresher, just something different for a game or two, can sometimes keep things fresh. You know what I mean? So it's.
Is that when the current captain could be under pressure? Because that not may be the case with Rohit, though.
No.
Did it happen in any of your teams? Let's say a captaincy change brought out some freshness?
Every now and then. I mean, it doesn't always work, but it just brings a different dynamic to the group. A different guy talking at the start of the game. Just small things like that. So. It's not a big deal. If it's going to happen at some stage in the tournament, it's probably not a bad time now for Rohit to miss. But at the end of the day, to me, that makes Kings 11's chances of winning this match a whole lot better.
Right. Well, so maybe in some ways it's good then on Mumbai that they've won a toss and they decided to chase in this game. Let's confirm teams for you. Kieron Pollard will lead this team. Rohit Sharma is out as a result of an injury concern, and it's a precautionary measure. So we assume that Surya Kumar Yadav will open, which he did for most part of the 2018 season. And Siddhesh Lad, who's been with the team for a few years now, finally gets a game.
But Siddhesh Lad does open for Mumbai.
Yeah.
As in the state side, inside Mushtaq Ali, he did open.
So there are two options there. Yeah. I guess Surya has the experience of opening in the IPL. Siddhesh Lad happening to...
The tricky part is you've got quite a few openers there. Ishan Kishan opens as well.
Yeah, but Ishan Kishan, I think they brought him in for that middle order role any which way in this team.
True.
Siddhesh Lad, would that have been your obvious like-for-like replacement? And what does, from what you've seen of him in the domestic season?
He didn't have a great, as in Syed Mushtaq Ali, but this year he did all right in Ranji Trophy.
Yeah.
Last year was very good, in fact, and this year also was average. But I like him as a batsman. I mean, he's slightly built. He's not a big guy, but he's got fantastic timing. He's got really good hands. So it'll be interesting. I think is this his debut? I think it's his debut for Mumbai.
Yes, it is. It is a debut in the IPL for Siddhesh Lad, and it's a debut captaincy game for Kieron Pollard. Anything you know about Pollard, the captain?
He's actually a little.
Captain's a CPL
I think
side.
he would surprise people. He's a little bit more. His cricket IQ is better than what people might think. That's what I played with him a bit. Obviously a while back now, but he knows the game very well.
So that's a good thing then for Kieron Pollard. He seemed very clear and measured in his thoughts at the toss. So not often that we've seen much of Pollard in a leadership role. You assume he's a senior player and therefore assumes one any which way. But he does captain for his CPL side. He is considered part of a leadership group in his PSL side. He hasn't captained in the Pakistan Super League though, but that's the only change. As far as Punjab are concerned, there are a couple of changes. Mayank Agarwal is injured, so Karun Nair gets his first appearance of the IPL. Mayank Agarwal was man of the match in the reverse fixture at Mohali, played a vital innings. Hardis Willian for Mujibur Rahman. Shaun, thoughts on that? Hardis Willian coming back
on
in?
this wicket, I like that. On this wicket, I like the fact that they're going to go all out. Look at their bowlers.
Yeah,
there.
Shami, Willian, Rajput. That's not a bad.
I love that. I think it's brilliant. Obviously, I mean Agarwal's starting to bat pretty well, so that's a bit of a loss. But
you like the Hardis Willian move? Yeah,
I like that. I like that. I mean,
Karun
I
Nair, who wasn't a starter this season, but to a lot of those who followed Indian cricket, like you had domestic cricket, that wasn't a surprise for you.
No, it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a surprise because he's had a very, very below average season across all formats. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. But, yeah, I mean, listen, he's got the experience. And I'm sure the fact that he wasn't picked for so many games must have kind of... and also the fact that spending time with the team management, Ashwin, I'm sure he's got more clarity now. And maybe we'll see a different Karun Nair now.
All right, let's get you guys involved on our poll now. We were considering going the route of whether Malinga should have played or not today, but we've actually changed that up. Given that there's no Rohit Sharma and the seniority and the leadership factor, should Yuvraj Singh have played instead of Siddhesh Lad? Would they have gone to the experience of Yuvraj? They have Surya Kumar who could have opened. That's the question we're asking you. So start getting busy on our Facebook. Those are the reactions that you need to hit. Let's focus on that question that was asked by Simon Dool. You would have loved to have Lasith Malinga in any team, even if it is this Lasith Malinga, but it's a good selection headache to have. You can't leave out Alzari Joseph after that.
Absolutely not. No, I think obviously 3-4 years ago, then it doesn't matter who's playing. Malinga comes in. He was probably the best T20 player in the world. So, no, I think Joseph, he absolutely earns his spot. That's no, I don't think there's even a question there. So.
And a quick word, maybe to help our viewers who are trying to put in, would you have been tempted to bring in Yuvraj for some sort of leadership?
That's a
quite a good
big
question.
statement. Actually, that's a big statement as well.
Yeah.
You know, having Yuvraj there, you preferred Ishan Kishan last game over Yuvraj. Now you prefer Siddhesh Lad, even though you know that Surya Kumar can open, Ishan Kishan can open. You can create that space for Yuvraj Singh in the middle order. That's a massive statement there.
It is indeed, and it's come reasonably early in the season. There are teams, as Brad Hodge mentioned, that tried Yuvraj for very long. Punjab themselves, under Hodge's coaching leadership, that kept on with Yuvraj Singh and eventually didn't work out, didn't pay off. Mumbai seem to have made a few statements, like Deep Dasgupta says. While you get busy on that Facebook poll, the other one that we did speak of was Alzari Joseph. You might now know him as a Mumbai Indians fan. But before this, what else beyond this 6 for 12 is what Alzari Joseph is famous for? Alexis Nunez is trying to tell us.
Alzari Joseph, remember the name, and why not? The young West Indian now boasts the finest ever bowling figures in IPL history, and that he got on debut too. So, apart from loving Premier League club Liverpool and bagging wickets, just who is this 22-year-old that hails from Antigua, the land that gave us legends like Sir Viv Richards and Sir Curtly Ambrose? Well, like all the greats started, Alzari began with good old backyard cricket, bowling to his father, and then took it to the next level, first-class cricket. But if we're talking big moments, his own came in the 2016 Under-19 World Cup, when he casually picked up 13 wickets in 6 matches that led the West Indies to the title. Now you can bet he ended up as their highest wicket taker. By the way, guess who were among Alzari's wickets in that tournament? Young Rishabh Pant and young Ishan Kishan. Not half bad, eh? Now, if it's one thing we love in the West Indies, it's fiery, fast bowlers. So you can bet Alzari got some attention. And it wasn't long before Joseph was fast-tracked to the national team and made his Test and ODI debuts in 2016. And now guess who his first international wicket was? A man by the name of Virat Kohli. And in about a year, this man became the youngest West Indian bowler to take a 5-wicket haul in ODIs. This one came about at the Oval in London. Earlier this year, in the second test of the series against England, Joseph picked Joe Root for single digits in each innings. That'll get you some mad respect, at least in my books. And speaking of respect, it's what he did 2 months ago in the West Indies' second test against England that really showed his strong character. Joseph turned up to play the morning after his mother passed away. He not only picked up 2 wickets, he also took a diving catch. Alzari Joseph is only the latest in a list of incredible young Caribbean stars. And if you've seen him bowl, then you know he's the real deal.
Thank you very much to Alexis Nunez, talking about someone from her part of the world in Alzari Joseph. We couldn't hear the end of it for the last few days. Going on and on about Alzari, but what a wonderful start. And you saw there's a bit of emotion. He's not had the easiest year, Teddy. As an overseas fast bowler that has this sort of impact in the IPL, there's suddenly now There could be a lot of expectation. You're now being played ahead of someone like Lasith Malinga. How would that possibly work? Is that a good thing, or could that add some
Well,
pressure?
you just have to get straight into it. I think it's not a bad thing. Straight into the pressure at the start of your career. You may as well see it all early on, because that's what you're going to face throughout your career anyway. So, he looks. I mean, it's all there. He's got Coley early on in his career. He's got Joe Root out a couple of times in his career. He's taken a fifer and all this stuff. So all the signs are there as a star in the making. But as we said the other night, this is going to be his test, these next 2 games. You know? The IPL can be very unforgiving for fast bowlers at times.
Yes.
So good luck to him.
Right, good luck to Alzari Joseph, who will at least have the slightly less pressure of having to defend a total. He'll have to be bowling first now. Let's see if he gets the new ball, perhaps alongside Jason Behrendorff, or what Kieron Pollard tends to go with. That's something we've got to get used to now. Kieron Pollard and how he manages Mumbai's bowlers today. Takes us to our next matchday match point though. And Mumbai's top 3 need to step up, because like I said, they've managed to be in a good place on the table in spite of the fact that Quinton de Kock has just 150 to his name. And Rohit Sharma has got starts in every game but has been patchy. The number 3's had to be moved around a little too, and Surya Kumar Yadav again with just the 1 knock of significance. They're second from bottom on the table in terms of averages of the top 3 combined, only to Chennai, and you keep in mind that Chennai have actually had a couple of low scores to chase. They've also had Ambati Raidu not amongst the runs, so they made a change, but Mumbai haven't quite made a change. Today is an enforced change, so let's get into who they could possibly bring in. And in Rohit's absence, would you look to bring in Siddhesh Lad at the top? Are you expecting more out of Quinton de Kock or Surya Kumar Yadav?
Definitely Surya Kumar Yadav and Quinton de Kock. Both of them are very good players, and especially Quinton de Kock. I mean, that suits him. He loves opening. This surface suits him. I remember him getting 100 against India here at Wankhede, and not too long back. A lot of expectation on the senior pro. Siddhesh, yes, I mean, listen, this is his first game, and I would like to see him open because that's what he does. That's where he's comfortable with. So and he's a good cricketer. But end of the day, the seniors like Surya Kumar and de Kock needs to step up.
What's the Quinton de Kock's a curious one for me. For me, he's such a talented batsman. Does it for South Africa, but does he strike you as someone who can lead a batting attack?
Well, I think that's probably the time of his career to do that now. I look at him. I'm the same as you. I watch him when I'm at home, and I love when he's batting. I love sitting down watching, and you stop what you're doing to watch a guy like him play because it's so good to watch. So I think he's probably come to a time in his career now where it is time to step up at the top of the order in the IPL. He's played IPL long enough now to be capable of doing that. He's made runs in these conditions, and he definitely needs to lead from the front tonight.
Does he strike you as someone who's going to tee off at some point? You know, you're almost expecting Quinton de Kock to have that big game sooner.
At times, I look at him and he's got everything, but does he have that temperament or that cricketing IQ?
Comes across as really laid back, doesn't he?
And which is something in South African cricket is well known too. Quinton de Kock supremely talented, but somewhere he looks at his cricket as a means to just provide. He's not one of those who thinks too much about the game. But sometimes it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. You have some, like Rohit is a great example of that.
Yeah, sure.
But that does not mean he's not thinking about it. It's just that he doesn't show it. But I mean. But de Kock needs to do something.
If he had to pick a pitch in the IPL, Wankhede is not a bad one.
This is it, isn't it? Absolutely. And it'd be interesting as well because obviously the Kings have got a fast bowling attack, which probably will suit de Kock, to be honest. I mean, a good wicket coming on early on. He likes the pace coming on. It's going to be good to watch. But there's no other way about it. He needs to step up and make some runs for Mumbai.
In Rohit Sharma's absence, or even otherwise, is the role to Quinton de Kock similar to what it was for Evan Lewis or Lendl Simmons? You just have to go. You go for it. And does that stay?
It's hard to put him in that category because I reckon he's better than that.
He's better than that.
He's a better player than that.
That's nice. So then, but has he got the license then? Say, you're the one who's going to take them on.
He has it. That's what his role is. I mean, he has it. It's just that he hasn't fired apart from that 1/2 century as you mentioned. But I mean, listen, he's brilliant across all 3 formats. I mean, for his country. I mean, even the other, the T20, local T20, domestic T20 in South Africa has been brilliant. So he has it in him. It's just that at times it can be a little overawed by the whole situation, especially playing in Mumbai for Mumbai Indians. Can get a little, something that might just kind of get you a little bogged down looking at the whole thing. But I guess he's experienced now. What is the 6th game for MI?
Right. Let's see if Quinton de Kock tees off now. Like I said, the 50 that he has got did come against Kings 11. He didn't mind playing against this attack, and He's got the better batting conditions, if you can call it that, at the 1K now, and he'll be knowing what he's got to chase. So let's see if all that works in De Kock's favour, who might have to lead this top 3 in the absence of Rohit Sharma. Let's go to their stand-in captain for the day, and we were anyway going to talk about Kieron Pollard, because there's a correlation between Pollard's success and Mumbai's success in the IPL. If you just have a look at how he's gone in years that Mumbai have actually won the IPL, 2015, 2017, and he's done well. You take 30 and a striker of an average of 30 from Pollard, and a striker at anything between 140 and 160 is something you would take. And he started very well. That's 2013 as well, when he averaged 42. So those are the 3 years that Mumbai won the IPL, 13, 15, 17, and all of which Pollard seems to fire. He's got a significant couple of knocks behind him, Deep. He seems like the kind of guy which, if he's started well, he tends to have a better season. There was a time, I think last year, that they had to drop Pollard. It was a big sort of blow to his ego.
Yeah.
Can he be a significant force for Mumbai with the way
He's already been so far.
Yeah.
I mean, as you mentioned, one of the reasons why Mumbai is still doing all right in this tournament is because of Pollard and Hardik's batting in the depth.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously the bowlers have done brilliantly, but as far as batting is concerned, it's predominantly been Pollard and Hardik. And I mean, good signs for Mumbai. I mean, it's an alternate year, right? And Pollard is scoring runs, so yeah, I mean, good omen for him.
The point you make is, his intelligence in cricket and the way he plays might be more than what people tend to assume or presume.
Yeah.
If you just look at how he's done at the depth, something we keep talking about is why not give someone like Pollard or Russell more time, less time. But Pollard's numbers at the depth are something that he would almost say work for him. Striking at 188 at the depth. Yeah. He has sometimes come up early. He's surprised us when he's walked in at number 4, number 5 with lots of overs. What do you think Pollard now knows his game to be? What do you think is the best use of Pollard in a Mumbai Indians team?
I mean, obviously he can do both roles. But I just think he's best that last 5 overs. That's his zone around.
Can he
there.
do both roles still? Maybe. There was a prime for Pollard. I don't know if that prime is still going on.
I mean, I like him just coming in and knowing he's got to do one thing. And that's hit the ball at the park. Hit the ball straight down the ground. And I wouldn't be bowling. What might not work in his favour is the bowling tackle he's facing tonight. Guys with a bit of pace that can come through here, this length, which he doesn't tend to like. He can still close his eyes and hit it for 6, but not in a bad way, but swing and it comes off. But I just think that length through there with quicker bowlers, he doesn't like it. He likes slower bowlers pitching up on a full length. He can hit him down the ground.
He wouldn't mind Sam Curran on this pitch, perhaps. Out of all those
I mean.
But the only thing is Sam Curran's a left armer, so he
That
kind
is
of
a
will
challenge.
try and
Slower
stay away.
balls.
Yeah, slower balls, try and stay away from Pollard's arc. That's the only thing, I guess.
Right, there is a challenge, but Kieron Pollard certainly has the numbers in years that Mumbai have done well, and Pollard has started well, so we'll find out if that happens to continue as the season goes on. Paul, we asked you a little earlier on, which Deep made a very significant and pertinent point. It's a statement that Yuvraj Singh has not been included in this team, and what we asked you was whether Yuvraj should have been in this team in place of Rohit Sharma. Let's have a look at our results for that poll. 83% say Yuvraj should have played instead of Siddhesh Lad. Now, the great players in the history of the game, Man of the Series award at this very ground 8 years back, and yet a statement made by his franchise, who picked him up belatedly at the last year's auction, that he's probably not part of their plans, even in the absence of Rohit Sharma. They'd rather go for a debutant in Siddhesh Lad than Yuvraj Singh. Well, we'll see how things go at times to come, and Siddhesh Lad, let's see if we can make the most of this opportunity. Let's speak of KL Rahul and his slightly different role now for Kings 11 Punjab. And the reason we say that is, in spite of KL Rahul's wonderful form, that there's a striking difference to what he did last year and this year. We'll also get you busy on our second poll very shortly about Mumbai or Punjab, which way you're leaning, start getting busy there. But let's speak on KL Rahul a little more in detail. Man of the match last game, but I don't know if this is a team-imposed or a self-imposed alteration to his strategy or his approach, that he's going to now play the long finisher role. Look at those numbers, Deep.
Yeah.
Strike rates in the ball range when he faces 230, 164, 180, and now we're looking at something completely different. A man who's just, was working it around, wants to just bat deep. Explain that.
I think it's not self-imposed. I'm sure it's predominantly got to do with King's batting lineup. I mean, you've got Gayle. If he fires, then it's great. But if he doesn't, then you have Mayank Agarwal, who's had a good tournament so far. But apart from that, there are not too many batsmen that you can depend on, especially on turners or slowish surfaces. That's where I think it's more a strategy from the team's side, saying you've got to bat till the 14th, 15th over. So I think that's what it is. But he's looked good even when he's tried to play shots. And why I say this is a team imposed is because the intent that he showed last year wasn't there. So obviously it's a conscious effort.
Yeah.
On I guess from the team's perspective.
There's twice now, one in the game against Mumbai and one the last game, where it's worked when he's chasing. But now he's batting first. And what sort of approach are you expecting from KL Rahul?
I'm expecting a bit of the old. I reckon he's going to come out tonight on that wicket and have a bit more of a crack than what we've seen this tournament. I might be wrong, but I've just got this feeling that on this wicket and on this ground at Wankhede, big stage, I think he's going to come out and play his shots.
What about those around him? Because Chris Gayle, he didn't start last season with Chris Gayle. Chris Gayle came in a bit later, I think, in the season. And Gayle also, we know now, doesn't just go from ball one.
True.
Now you've got Mayank Agarwal, who had that role, and he's not playing today. So how would you, both of you now, how would you like him to play?
I mean, I'd go with what he's been doing so far, to be honest.
So just take your time.
Yeah,
bat
take your
through.
time, just bat through. Because listen, if Gayle gets going, even though he might start slowly, but after 20 odd deliveries, if he gets going, then maybe 200, 220, 30 is what you're looking at. But even if he doesn't, and then Karun Nair comes in, he's not in form. But what I'm saying is, his role will depend on who he's batting with.
Sure.
If he's batting with someone like Chris Gayle and he's going great guns, fine. Then you change your role. If Karun Nair is there for 20 deliveries and you see he's looking all right, then he changes his role. I think he's senior enough and to kind of adjust according to situation, and that situation will dictate his game plan, and he has to be dynamic. He can't be just, okay, you know what, this is what my role is, irrespective of the situation, I'm going to play like that. I think that needs to be a little more dynamic.
Yeah, I agree exactly what Deep's saying there. I've just got this feeling tonight's going to be different. I don't know why. I mean, Gayle, it depends on if Gayle takes a while to get going, he might feel forced to play a few shots. I don't mind the way he's been playing this year. As in, I think it's almost a time for him to mature a little bit and play some mature knocks. And I think maybe even after what's happened off the field recent times with him, he's thought, you know what, I've got to knuckle down here and be a bit more mature about my cricket, which might really pay off for him in the future, I think, So.
All right, we will find out which version of KL Rahul we see in today's game. Maybe it's a good thing that he has the license, or rather he's batting first. He won't have too much to think about, and we need some runs if you are to challenge Mumbai's batting at the Wankhede, as Delhi did. Let's move on to a picture that almost resembles what KL Rahul's role has been, which is Punjab's unusual batting approach. We tell you why that is, because if you look at some numbers, it doesn't quite make sense how they go about their batting. Just have a look at some of these numbers and then you'll get it. This is the power play, all teams in the power play. And you've got Punjab second from bottom. Again, Chennai are an exception. They just play a completely different game, and they've had a few low-scoring games when they have to chase. So Punjab second from bottom power play. Now how about middle overs? What happens in the middle overs? Let's have a quick look at that. And you'll see that in the middle overs, maybe courtesy of someone like Mayank Agarwal and Chris Gayle, they've actually managed to go big and go quick. And then again in the death, they go slow.
No, yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's predominant because David Miller hasn't really scored a lot of runs. I mean, that's what you expect from him to finish games off. But when you're looking at difference between 8.7 and 7.6, you're actually talking about 6 runs there.
Yes.
Right? I'd rather have them get 6 runs less than try and take a chance and lose a wicket there. So when we talk about just 6 overs of power play and we're talking about 8.6 and 7.6, we're just talking about 6 runs. So, I mean, if that's how they want to approach, not lose wicket, not take too many chances, I'm all right with that.
Do you feel, this is different, like, do you feel that that's been a bit of the story with Kings 11 in general over the years? Like, just unsure, a bit this and that, a lot changing?
That's an interesting point, because there remains, in spite of their points on the table and position, there's slight insecurity about how deep is their batting.
What style of play would you
7 or 8.
use to say, Kings 11 over the years, over time?
Very valid.
How could you describe their style of play? You can't.
Like Mumbai has a philosophy, Chennai has a philosophy.
But again, these are teams with the similar core. Which
that's what he's saying. So there's been so many changes in terms of support staff, coaching, players. So there's no consistent philosophy that they've stuck with. I mean, that's a fair point.
I'm not saying you have to have a style of play. It's just difficult to describe the way they've played over the years. Anyway,
let's just see their death overs numbers, because again, I think that I like the point that you're making, because you look at the worst strike rate in the death, and you see Rahul there, Sarfaraz Khan there, David Miller there, and their batting order sort of shuffles have tended to again lay into that conversation, Teddy, that they're not quite sure whose role is what. Mayank Agarwal, I think, was the only guy they were sure of as to what his role is. Come in at 3 and go hard. And he's not playing today. Now you have Karun Nair to add to that. You've tried Sam Curran at the top in the absence of Gayle, which worked, I think, 20 of 10
Yep.
you take, and then you put Sam Curran down. Can you rely on him to finish games off? You have Moses Hendricks, who you've not brought in. If you look at this 11, how can you look at people and say, this is your
Well,
role?
I think this is Miller's last. If he gets a hit today at the death and gets a chance and doesn't make runs, I think they'd look at someone like a Moses Hendricks. Even Sarfraz at the moment, he's playing all right, but again, you can't really. It doesn't seem to fit somewhere there. It's a bit strange. So, look, you're right. Miller is a big one. You mentioned before that at the death, he's a man that they probably have to look to. A guy that's been around for a long time, a senior player. He's got a bunch of young guys around him there as well.
Yeah.
So he's got no other. He hasn't got a Pollard. It's not like a Hardik Pandya and Pollard together.
Yes.
It's David Miller and
Nobody. Who else?
Sam Curran.
Could be that person.
Could be.
Yeah, all right. We'll find out today. Let's have a look at the result of the poll that we put out. Punjab or Mumbai players making their way onto the field. Jeez.
Oh, 50-50.
Wow. It's been a while since I've seen one of these.
About right.
50-50.
I think that's about right.
Yeah, it's
too.
about right.
Really? Wow. Okay. In spite of Mumbai winning the toss, I don't know if Rohit's absence is added to that calculation perhaps. But anyway, let's go to our Fab 4 contest for Teddy and Deep. Who'd like to go first? Anybody who's interested, who knows their four, who knows exactly who they're going to
I
be.
don't, but I'll go first.
All right. All right, Teddy, you know that Mumbai are going to be bowling first. Punjab batting, Gayle and Rahul on their way out. Anyone from Mumbai?
So I'm going to go Kieron Pandya.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Jasprit Bumrah.
All right, Bumrah and Pandya. Any more?
Let's have a look at the other
Let's look at Punjab. There you go.
guys. I'm going to go. I'm going to go Chris Gayle,
All right.
which I don't like to take favourites like that, but I'm going to
Yeah.
stick with him and Sam Curran.
And Sam Curran. What's an interesting choice? Deep.
KL Rahul,
Okay.
Mohammad Shami,
Okay.
Hardik Pandya.
Right.
Can I see the yeah? Hardik Pandya and I'll go with Alzari Joseph again.
Alzari Joseph. Wow. All right. Brilliant.
Not bad.
I reckon Quinton de Kock's going to smash it today, and neither of you have taken him. But
Who
thank
do
you,
think's going
Shaun
to win,
Tait.
Monik?
I'm sure Mumbai's going to win.
Really?
Yeah. Can you guys say that?
No, I think Kings 11. I like them. I like
Alright.
them. a lot.
I think Mumbai has the edge because they're chasing.
All right. It's the first time someone asked me with who I think is going to win. I'm so happy. All right. Thank you, Shaun Tait and Deep Dasgupta. Get your thoughts at halftime as well as the 10-over update on ESPN Cricinfo Matchday T20. What an interesting contest. Kieron Pollard led Mumbai Indians versus R. Ashwin's Kings 11 Punjab. We'll find out who's the better placed team in a few hours from now. Make sure you download the ESPN Cricinfo mobile app for ball-by-ball updates from this game. Match number 24, the first reverse fixture of IPL 2019.